Hi everyone, welcome to day 28, cloudy days, breaking through on a cloudy day. So grab your stuff and I'll see you on the mat. Okay, so let's get comfortable on our seats. Settle in to our seat. Take our seat for our practice. So welcome everybody to day 28, cloudy days. So when I think about cloudy days, I think about the sun that is hidden behind the clouds and just waiting to burst through. And those clouds, that happen in life, that seem like obstacles that show up, or the clouds in our mind that show up as fear or worries. And as a mom of five, I had 5 within 6 years, I had lots of clouds at different times in my life, so many concerns and worries. Sometimes I didn't know if I'd have enough love for all of them. And this is where a consistent practice of yoga and meditation has always broken through those clouds, connecting to that divine light within me and remembering that it's there and remembering that it's in others has been the most precious gift that I could give to myself. So I'm so grateful for this path, grateful that you all are joining, and we only have a couple more days left. So I just want to remind you that on those cloudy days, the sun is always there waiting to shine through. And your practice, your yoga or meditation practice, can be a way to remember, to reconnect, to rest, and find that light. And from inside out, you will shine through the clouds, always. So let's open up our hands, open up our hearts, just like the sun shining through. Bring our hands in front in Anjali Mudra. And we'll chant one Om to open. Take a deep inhale. Softly bowing our heads towards our heart. Set an intention for your class today. What is it that connects you to your sunshine inside, supporting you to break through the clouds? Whatever that is, set that intention in the center of your chest. Breathe light into it. Expand in the chest like the sun as we open up our hands and our arms. So let's begin with bringing hands up overhead with a deep inhale. We're going to do a couple of breaths, counting, stretching up to the sky. So I'm going to count to 5 on the inhale and the exhale. Palms to the earth for 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale for 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale for 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause, hold your breath. We'll exhale for 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale for 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. And we'll exhale for 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hands to your thighs, come to a normal breath. Close your eyes for a couple of moments. Notice how the breath helps to calm the mind and the body. Something you can always access during your day. Let's open our eyes. So we're going to come to all fours. Hands underneath shoulder. Bring the hands out a little bit in front of the shoulders to support the wrists so you're not at a sharp angle, and it helps to take pressure off the wrists. Remember to claw the earth with your fingers also to help take pressure out of the wrist. It creates more integrity and strength in the arms. Bring your knees a little back behind your hips. We're going to take a couple of cat and cows. Inhale, softening the heart to the earth. Exhale, push hands into the earth, chin to the chest, rounding the back. Inhale, dropping the heart. Exhaling, rounding the back, chin to the chest. So continue in your own rhythm, going back, in and out. You can use your Ujjayi breath here if you like to connect a little deeper to your flow. So after the next exhale, we're going to pull our toes together, push the hips back, press your hands in front of you, bring your hips all the way to your heels, hands drag back, lift your chin, press the hands again into the earth, engage with your lower belly. See if you can activate your lower abdominal muscles as you push hands into the earth. Still lift, now lift the shoulders towards the ears. We're creating more length in our whole side body here. Inhale, and now exhaling, softening forehead and nose to the earth. And we'll stay here for a couple of breaths. Today we're going to focus on some back, heart opening, upper body back bend work. So first we'll warm up the whole body, and we'll go into some back bends towards the end. So let's come on to all fours. We're going to extend the right hand out, left hand out, stretch and lengthen. Left hand out, right leg out, lengthen, stretch. Beautiful. Right foot in between your hands. Let's soften into the hips here as we lengthen forward. Just beginning to open up in our hips. Take another breath here. And let's bring the right leg back and bring the left foot forward in between the hands. So your heel's about underneath your knee. Inhale, lengthen. Sit into your hips a little bit more here. Try to create length in your spine. Deep inhale, long exhale. And let's come back. We're going to push up to a downward facing dog. So again, your hands in front of, walk them out a little bit in front of the shoulders, claw the earth, knees a little behind the hips. Stick the hips up. We're going to come on our toes and really bend the knees. I want you to exaggerate as you bend the knees here and gaze in between your hands. Just like we did in our child pose, I want you to claw the earth, push the hands into the floor, lifting the chin as you gaze in between the hands. Now lift the shoulders up towards your ears, creating more length in your spine, softening the space in between the shoulder blades. Now you're going to push your hands away from the earth even more, bring the head in between the arms. So you have a lot of length here in your spine. Now begin to pull the tops of the thighs back, lowering the heels. The object is not for the heels to come to the earth. It's to have length in the whole side body and spine. And we're also opening the back of the legs. Inhale, bring your right foot forward in between your hands. Drop the back foot. You're gonna walk the hands over to the left. Push the hands into the earth, the whole palms into the earth, just like we did in downward facing dog. Now pull your hips back, allowing the head to come in between the arms. Take a deep inhale, long exhale. You pull the hips back. Walk your hands back to the front. So you're going to begin to straighten the front leg as much as you can. So you're on your back toes here. Straightening the front leg as much as you can, lengthening forward. Beautiful. Drop the back knee. And let's come back to a downward facing dog. And each time if downward facing dog becomes too much for you, you can always come to all fours. Push hands into the earth, lengthen the spine, lengthen the side bodies as you lift shoulders up by your ears, shifting the hips back, tops of the thighs pulling back. Beautiful. Now let's bring our left foot in between the hands, drop the back heel as we come into our forward fold here with a downward facing dog arm. So press the hands into the earth, shifting the hips back, head comes in between the arms. Beautiful. So the back leg, keep hugging muscles above the back knee. That helps to support, opening up in the back of your leg. And bring the hands back. Pivot on the back toes here. So push your front foot into the mat. Imagine you're trying to press into a gas pedal. The mound of the big toe, press it into the earth. See if you can straighten this leg just the best you can. Pivot it on the back toes. Lengthen here through your spine. And let's bring the back foot back. And so either come to your knees or come to a plank, and we'll lower down to the earth. Take a breath here. So we're going to come into a Shalabhasana version, shoulders up and back, which is a type of back bend. So press the hands into the earth here like a cobra. Push them away from you, shoulders up and back. Let's try to draw the shoulder blades onto the back, dropping tailbone, gently lifting up. And now trying to keep this length in your torso. Remove your hands so you have the extension in your torso. Bring your hands behind your back, interlace fingers, draw shoulder blades onto the back. If you can straighten the arms, straighten the arms. Tops of the feet press into the earth, lengthening up. Beautiful, release. Take your right chin to the mat and take a breath here. Deep inhale, long exhale, let it all melt into the mat. And bring your hands back. Hands again. This time we're gonna bring the hands back. Palms are facing up towards the sky. Shoulders up and back. Just lifting your chin, gazing forward. You're gonna lift the right leg. Lengthen through the toes. Point the toes. So you feel an engagement here in the leg as you point to the toes, creating muscle energy in the leg. Then inhale, lift the leg a little more. So now you feel your gluteal muscles, your buttock muscles engaging, and your hamstrings. Maybe you can lift a little more, but make sure that you have no pain in your back. If you feel pain in your back, then you need to soften. So release that leg. And let's take the left ear to the mat. Take a breath here. And we'll come back and we'll do the other side. So lifting your upper body, drawing shoulder blades back, lifting the chin, lift the back, your left leg. So we're doing different types of Shalabhasanas here. Lifting the leg, pointing the toes, activating the muscles. Inhale, maybe you can lift the leg a little more. Shalabhasana is a wonderful therapeutic postures that help to strengthen the spine, help with the posture, also helps us with back bends. And release that leg and take your right ear to the mat. And we'll take a breath here. Beautiful. Push the hands into the mat. Let's come into a puppy pose. Knees are wide, toes together. Walk the fingertips out, palms press on the earth. Now press the earth away from you, lifting the chin. Now feel that engagement as you press hands into the mat away from you in your lower belly. Now forehead to the earth. Deep breath. Lift up, let's walk everything over to the left here. Maybe your right hand comes over the left. We're a little deeper opening on the whole right side, softening the forehead to the earth if possible. Should feel a nice big stretch on the whole right side from your right hip all the way to your right hand. Come up, let's walk the hands over to the right side. Now take the left hand over the right. Walk them out and forehead to the earth. We're big stretch on the whole left side. Walk them back. Beautiful. So let's push up into our downward facing dog. Hands press into the earth. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Up on the toes. Shoulders up by the ears, press hands into the mat as you lengthen through the spine. Begin to drop the heels towards the earth, pulling tops of thighs back. Wonderful. So let's walk to the top of our mat. Grab the elbows. So bend your knees here, just a slight bend. Take the right hand on the left elbow and pull over towards the right for a nice opening and stretch. Come down to the middle. Maybe you can straighten the legs here as you hang forward. Deep inhale, long exhale. Now you can bend the knees a little bit and stretch the right elbow over to the left. Breathe. Breathe into the whole right side of the body. Exhale, come back. Hug the muscles above the kneecaps as if you're trying to lift the kneecaps. Press feet into the earth. Maybe you can straighten the legs a little more. Take hands to the hips. Bend the knees, lift up from the heart as you rise up. And we'll come to the top of our mat, standing, hands in front of the heart, Anjali Mudra. So we're standing in Tadasana, feet are about inner hip width apart. They're not touching, but they're not wider than the hips. We got inner hip, hands to heart, shoulders up and back, connecting to the heart, to the space, the energetic heart, the space in the middle of our chest, bringing the awareness with our breath back to our heart, cultivating that attitude of gratitude, shining through the clouds from inside out. Let's open up our hands and open up the legs. We're going to take a nice big wide stance. Wrists are about underneath our ankles. Shoulders up and back. Hands to the hips. So we're going to do a couple of back and forth here. Just opening up gently in the hips. Beautiful. And coming back. So you want to have your feet a little pigeon-toed if possible, with the heels pushing out, if that works for your ankles and feet. It helps to open up the lower back area in the sacrum, in the whole pelvis sacrum area. Shoulders up and back, bend the knees a little bit, bow forward, take your hands to the earth. Bowing forward. Now pushing with your heels out as if you're trying to tear your mat in two. See if you can begin to straighten the legs. Inhale, press hands into the earth and lengthen through the spine. Exhale, bend the knees and create a dip in the lower back like we did with cat and cow. Try to stick the hips in the sky. We're creating that healthy dip in our lower back. Beautiful, everybody. Let's do a couple rounds of cat and cow in this position. Inhale, drop belly. Exhale, chin to the chest, around the back, and drop belly. Ending with your spine lengthening forward. Bowing forward, straightening the legs as much as you can. We're going to walk our hands over towards our right foot and pivot the right foot out. I'm going to rise up for a warrior two. Press the front foot into the mat. Use your core strength to come up. Press your foot into the mat like you're pressing on a gas pedal, the mound of the big toe. And now straighten the front leg as we come into a Trikonasana. Extending over towards the right. Let's grab our ankle. Maybe you grab your shin. Now take the top hand with the palm facing the earth and bring the arm up over the left ear. So the back foot presses into the earth. Stretch all the way out through the whole left side body, out through the fingertips to create this beautiful long stretch here. Wonderful. Look down at the floor, press foot into the earth and rise up and bring the feet back together. Hands in front of the heart, connecting to that space, that inner heart within you. Deep breath in. Exhale, open up the hands, open up the legs. And we'll go to the opposite direction. Left foot points out. The right foot comes in. So your left foot should intersect your back foot. Hug legs nice and strong here. Extend arms out. Bend the front knee. We'll come into our warrior two. Gaze over the front fingertips. From the heart, expand out like sunshine rays. Gaze over the fingertips. One pointed focus. Straighten the front leg. Reach out, take your hand to your ankle, maybe your shin, right below the knee, whatever is best for you. Let's take the top hand to our top hip, roll the right shoulder up and back to be able to open in the chest. Extend the top arm up with the palm facing over your head. Let's take the arm. We're doing another variation of Trikonasana, drawing the arm bone towards your right ear and stretch out through those fingertips from the back foot all the way through the top fingertips. Create a wonderful opening, the side body and shoulders. Press feet into the earth, rise up. Let's come back. Come back to stillness. Okay. So we're going to come down to our mat. And we're going to use a block if you have. So I'm going to have the block to the side. We're going to come into a bridge posture, Setu Bandha, and we're going to use the block to help create integrity in the hips and strength so that we can focus on opening up in the chest and the shoulders. So I'm going to take the block in between the thighs. Now, if you don't have a block, it's okay. Just imagine that you have one. So it's like this isometric movement of pulling the legs towards the midline. So if you have the block, place it in between the thighs, walk the heels up towards the hips. We're going to place the palms on the earth. Roll your shoulders up and back as you lift the chest. So I want you to use your hands here to press into the earth. Roll shoulders up and back. And we're going to focus more on the hips right now. So hug to the midline. Lift the hips. Draw the tailbone down. So there's this down and in tuck of the buttocks. Hug, re-engage towards the midline. So if you don't have a block, you want your hips to be hip width apart. You don't want your knees to touch. Hands press into the earth, back of the head presses into the earth. And inhale, hug your block and lift your hips a little more. Press your feet into the earth and release. You can take your right hand to your heart, left hand to the belly. Take a breath here. We're going to do 2 more of these. Deep inhale, long exhale. It takes time to open up the spine and the shoulders and back bends. And it's also one of those postures that after you do it, you feel different. It just opens everything up in a very magical way. It helps open up the energetic body. So now we're going to press the elbows into the earth. Inhale, lift the chest. Now draw your shoulder blades onto the back here. Hug your block, press feet into the earth, and lift your hips. Now only go to the best stage for you today, for your body and back. If you ever feel pain in the lower back, then you need to soften more in the hips and focus more in the upper body. But hugging the block will help to create that integrity in your whole pelvic area. Hugging block, lifting the hips. Now bring your right shoulder and left shoulder under a little more. Press back of the head into the earth and expand in the heart and chest. Hug the block, press feet into the earth, press elbows into the earth and lift in the heart and release. Right hand on the heart, left hand on the belly. Let everything melt into the earth, just rolling off of you for a couple of breaths. Okay. So we're not going to use the block on this one. If you have a strap, you're welcome to use a strap and place it around your ankles for this next one, as such. So I'm going to give you a couple options for this last one. We can do it like we just did normally. You can pull the strap around your ankles, and that helps to create more openness in the chest here. And if you don't have a strap, or if you want to try, you can take your hands to your ankles. When we lift up, you can have your hands to your ankles and move in this way. So that's if you really feel open. We all have different capacities of openness in our spine, in our hips, and our shoulders. So let's do what's best for you. So if you have the strap or some kind of scarf, something that you can wrap around your ankles, let's do that. If you are more courageous or you're really open, you can try holding your ankles. So we're going to hold on to the strap, press feet into the earth here. Now imagine you're hugging your block and lifting the hips. So don't let your knees fall out. Keep them hip width apart. So pulling on your strap, you're going to take the right shoulder, left shoulder under. Press feet into the earth. Pull onto your strap. Draw your tailbone down and in. Hug your imaginary block. Beautiful. Stability in the lower back. Now we're going to focus on the upper body. Press the back of the head into the earth. Inhale, pull on your strap and lift in the heart and chest and shining through the clouds from inside out. And release the hips to the earth. Release the legs. Take a breath here. Deep inhale, long exhale. Just energetically receive the opening from this posture. Let's bend the knees. Hug them into the chest. If it feels good to rock back and forth, do so, or you just might hug them in. Take the feet to the earth. We're going to take the knees to the right side. Grab elbows, look to the left. Inhale, knees up. Let them fall to the other side. And let's come back to center. So we're going to take our right foot on top of the left knee and now fall over again like our windshield wipers. Extend the arms up overhead. Take the right hand to the left wrist. As you press the foot into your thigh, take your right hand and pull the left arm over to the right for a big opening. Take a couple of breaths here. And release, and let's do the other side. Take the left heel on top of the right knee. Let everything fall over to the left. Left hand to the right arm. Pull the right hand up and create this beautiful big stretch on the whole right side of the body. And the left foot presses into the right thigh. Deep inhale, long exhale, opening and releasing. And let's come back. Take the right knee into the chest. Extend the right leg up to the sky. Press the thigh into the hands, the top of the bottom of the foot, reaching for the sky. So you can keep the left leg bent or straight on the mat. Pressing your thigh into your hands. Hugging the muscles above the knee here. Trying to straighten that leg up to the sky as much as you can. Bend the knee. And you're going to take a strap to your foot. Let the leg come over to the right side and then press the foot into the strap and open to the right side. Or you can use your hand to pull on the edge of your foot if you like. And if you don't have a strap, you can use your hand to support your thigh, to support your leg. Bring the leg back again, either with your strap or you're holding your leg if you need. Pressing the foot into the strap, hugging muscles above the knee, pulling it a little more towards you. Maybe you want to rise up, pulling yourself towards your knee. And then release that leg to the earth. Take a breath here before we do the other side. Let everything melt. Maybe you notice a difference from your right and left side. So let's do the other side. Pull the knee in. Hand behind the thigh. Stretching the bottom of the foot towards the sky. Pulling the muscles above the knee. Strengthening our thigh muscles. So take the strap to the bottom of your foot, or you can take your hand to the edge of the foot. Bend the knee and then press the foot out to the left. You can gaze over to the right side if that feels good for you. And breathe. Bring the leg back. So you're stretching the foot up, hugging muscles above the knee, drawing it towards you. Maybe you want to draw your head. It's an option towards your knee. Release the leg to the earth. Let the feet fall to the side, arms fall to the side, shoulders are open, hands and arms are relaxed, the head and the jaw is relaxed, shoulders and the whole torso and hips are relaxed, thighs, legs, and feet are relaxed. We're going to stay in Shavasana for a couple of minutes. Bringing your awareness to the breath. Focusing on the breath, allowing each breath to bring you to the inner space of your heart. Not so much the physical heart, but the subtle heart in the center of your chest. And saying gently to yourself, like a mantra, my heart is the heart of the divine. My heart is the heart of the divine. Each time you repeat this, pause and rest in the space created inside you by the thought that your heart is the heart of the divine. Feel that you're resting in the divine heart. And if thoughts arise, let them dissolve into the space of your divine heart. We'll stay here resting in the heart for another minute. My heart is the heart of the divine. Drawing that in deeper inside. Bring your awareness to your breath. You're going to bend our knees and roll over to one side, and we'll meet in a seated posture for just a couple minutes of meditation. So once you're seated, you might want to pull the skin of the buttocks back to get onto your sit bones. Press your hands into your thighs to root the thighs into the earth Inhale, lengthen through the spine to the crown of the head. And relax shoulders down. Let your hands be heavy on your thighs or in your lap. Bringing the awareness to the center of your chest, to your divine heart. With each breath, drawing deeper inside to the space of your heart. You can continue with the thought of my heart is the divine heart for a couple of breaths. And even allow that to dissolve in the center of your chest, in your heart space, as you rest in stillness. You rest in your love for a couple of minutes. With the next breath, coming back to the surface. Enjoying your breath. Let's bring our hands in front of our hearts in Anjali Mudra. Connecting to that stillness within us. We'll close with one Om. Take a deep breath in. From the sunshine within my heart to the sunshine within yours. Namaste. I thank you everybody for joining today. So if anybody wants to stay on after we complete, you want to say anything, connect or share anything, you're welcome to. I will see you all. We have 2 more days on the mat.